Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes to understand how this meditation practice will help for us to develop our conventional life, and at the same time, out of that conventional development, how we can gain our spiritual success. So when it comes to life, spiritual practice doesn't mean we get out of this conventional world. So living in the conventional world and give a meaning to our day-to-day life, and at the same time, without any attachment to that, move forward and having the clarity and gaining more deeper understanding about what is the reality, you can gain out of this practice. So that is what very necessary. So in day-to-day life, mostly we try to maintain and go with this outside world. And we think most of time that our satisfaction or unsatisfaction happen in the outside world. And because of that, every day, 24/7, morning to night, we keep chasing with this outside. But when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, basically what we need to understand, even though we see kind of like things happening in the outside world, whatever the experience happen inside us, we are responsible for that. So whatever our happiness or unhappiness, sadness, worry, disappointment, or the success, this all our responsibility. So that is why take care of yourself and deeper into your own mind, and recognizing the very condition is very necessary. So that doesn't mean that in the outside world there is no effect. Of course there is an effect, but at the same time we have ability to filter it. We have ability to transform it to something. So then our point of view, if you become more clear with it, so then whatever the outside world, it doesn't matter. Then by the time you are capable to go through it and gain your own liberation. So when it comes to practice, one of the important things that you have to understand, in this world, in this life, we have very limited time. So in this very limited time, it is our responsibility to focus to whatever the major things, and recognizing the major as major, minor as minor. So the most of time we devote our life, we spend our time for outside world. And sometimes in that struggle, we neglect to take care of ourselves. So it is important then for you, by the time this outside world go its own way. So then how you going to deal with you? If you don't spend some time, if you don't have some wisdom, if you don't practice yourself, so by the time the worldly current start to take you. So that's why practicing is very necessary, because what you practice going to help for you to develop your life, not what other people practice. Whatever other people practice, it's going to go with them. So then more and more careful about you and look into yourself and see what you develop, what you practice. And brush up with it. Master yourself certain kind of skills, especially with this spiritual practice. So when it comes to that, one of the important thing is to see things very clearly. So it is a skill. With our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, whatever we perceive, recognize it very clearly. So that recognition happens with the certain kind of qualities. So one of the quality that you have to develop, slow down. This is the principle. If you want to see things clearly, learn to slow down. So then when you observe, even in your day-to-day life, whatever situation comes, if there is unclarity, if there is unbalance, if there is unhappiness, if there is unsatisfaction, so whatever is there, the very first thing you have to do, learn to slow down. Don't be hurry. So the slow down is a skill. Why it is a skill? Because we are in a current. Always we push, and sometimes unconsciously we push towards to react. But if you are capable to slow down, what happens? You withdraw from this current. And that is something that you have to practice. Otherwise, it just by thinking, it's not going to happen. So, and other thing is, you can't do it tomorrow. So what you need to do, you have to practice right now. So it is very important then for you, regarding in day-to-day life, in the moment what you practice, slowing down yourself, physically, mentally, slowing down is a skill. So then learn to practice. Even when you practice meditation or whatever other things, when it comes to observing, if you want to recognize something, always remember to slow down. And another thing is, one time there was a young boy came to Buddha, and then he asked Buddha, Bhante, or Venerable Sir, don't tell me about past, or don't tell me about the future, what's going to happen. Just tell me what I can do right now, because I heard that you talk about the Nibbana. So what is Nibbana, what I can do now? See this young boy that came to Buddha and he directly asked the question. Because most of the time when it comes to our day-to-day life, we spend time talking about what happened in the past. Maybe from our childhood, maybe whatever the incident happened somewhere, we always spend so much time on it. And or maybe we all like to know what will happen to me in the future. It's kind of like a people go and try to read the horoscope, palm reading, and go to this psychic people and always like to know what will happen, what will happen. And sometimes it mesmerizes us. But when it comes to the very reality of life, no one can tell regarding that whatever that you experience in the present moment, how it's going to happen. The very reason is when something happens, it's not going to happen because of one reason. Always, whatever happiness or unhappiness, sadness or worry or failure or success, anything happen because of many reasons. And maybe you see one thing, and because of that one thing, you can't come to decision, oh, it's going to happen this way, or it happened because of that. This is a very basic principle that you have to understand. So that's why when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, the very deeply, when you practice the vipassana, what you recognize, there is a word called vibhajyavadi pariyaya. So vibhajyavadi pariyaya means when especially when we experience with something with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, when we experience perception, we take it as something. We take it as kind of like a very solid experience. So vibhajyavadi pariyaya means, especially it come in the Theravada Buddhism, it's kind of like analytical, discriminate doctrine. So what does that mean? Because when we come to experience, when we take it, mostly we take it in kind of like in two different ways. One is sometimes we like it or sometimes we don't like it. Maybe you love it, maybe you hate it. You take it as good or maybe you resist it as bad. This both happens because when you see something, you take it as a kind of like something, one object. When you hear, you categorize it to a one object. So that is where the attachment happens. As example, when it comes to this cup, so this cup happened because of many elements, basically 4 elements: heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. But maybe you can like this cup, or maybe you can hate this cup. When this cup, all the element, you take it as one. If you start to separate the color, and if you start to separate these parts, this doesn't have much parts, but like if you take out this handle, if you take out this bottom, so kind of like that. If you take out this design, maybe that what you like not going to happen. And even the pen. So when we see the pen, we take it as one thing, one object. So because of that, we like it. So likeness or the dislikeness is not there. So it arises. Hatred or the anger or the jealousy, permanently not inside you. It arises. Why it arises? This is the reason. When we experience something, we take that object as one thing. So then just imagine this pen. So we take out this, the board, we take out that iron part, and this plastic, we take out this all other parts, and the ink, we take out. So if you separate that likeness not going to happen. But still, there is a possibility that all together, there is a pen can happen. But your likeness happen to this entire process when it all come together. If you don't like it, that dislikeness also happen to this entire object. So this is what you need to understand. And then when something comes to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind as object, when you perceive something, if you are capable to separate it, in that very moment, you are not going to attach to it, or you are not going to resist it. So then you are itself become free from that moment of experience. So if you become free from experience, there is no chandaranga, or there is no attachment, there is no desire towards it. Even though it is experience, you are not bound to it. You are not biased to that experience. So that itself, you become free from the moment of experience. That moment of that the freedom itself take you to liberation, because you become free from your moment of experience. So that is the basic fundamental teaching when it comes to the vipassana meditation. You don't, so whatever that arise with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, moment of experience, we don't take as object. We analytically, or another thing, discriminately means here, the most of time when you take it as an object, you always see maybe the good side of it. Because of that, you have the attachment. And maybe when you see the bad side of it, that bad side also come, you have a deeper comparison to something that you believe as good. So discriminating means you don't hold it to that, believing it is a good. So your point of view, not going to appreciate it, or not going to take it as something that kind of like valuable. Because that value always arises when you have some kind of attachment. So when you are capable to separate it to parts, that separation itself means the discrimination. That otherwise it is not that you're going to criticize it, no, because always if you believe it as something beautiful, just imagine when you look at this, it look like beautiful. So discrimination here means, rather than getting mesmerized with that beauty, rather than having the attachment to that beauty, you withdraw from that beauty and start to separate this all to parts. For that, if you have the attachment, you can't separate it. The attachment has the power to take all the experience as one. It's kind of like a glue. Keep holding together. But when you don't have that attachment, you are capable to separate. It's not easy. That's why whatever the separation is not easy. Why? Because our mind is so into. It's kind of like a mounting things, holding things, grasping things, clinging things together, bolting together. So then get out of that nature is not easy. But if you're capable to observe and see very clearly, that is the beginning point. Because without seeing clearly, you can't do it. It's not just by thinking you can handle this. No, by thinking you can't do this. By practicing, slowing down, see things as it is. is the very key point. That's why in tranquility meditation, we develop undisturbed mind. And once you are capable to see things as it is, now you recognize what and how it happened. So that is where you are capable to separate it. And once you are capable to separate it, you have more deeper wisdom to understand this cause and effect and how it became like that. So once you have that understanding anymore, you have no deeper attachment to that object or the name or the form. Even though it is there, even though you experience it, there is no attachment to it. This is the basic fundamental principle when it comes to Theravada Buddhism. Another thing is that when it comes to Vipassana meditation, this is the deeper principle that you have to remember. Not to take anything. With your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, moment of experience, not to take anything as something. Separate it and look it from different angle, deeper into it and see how it come to be as it is. Without become biased to your moment of experience, without getting mesmerizing from the moment of experience, without hold it to the moment of experience, and even without looking for any kind of outcome, without interfering to its natural process, you independently observe with the clear mind. So if you are capable to do that, you recognize it arises with the many reasons, that mean the conditions, and there are many causes, and because of that the moment of experience happens and it arises itself, and at the same time exist and disappear. Disappear means it transforms to something. It's not going to be the same. Another thing is that whatever the moment of experience happen within us, it is not permanent. Another thing is deeply, it has a nature to change itself. So because of that, whatever we experience not going to be there. This is what called this unsatisfactory nature. Because we kind of like, we look for satisfaction. That satisfaction is a kind of like, we go behind the mental image, mental structure. We hope for something, but even though you reach to that, in that very moment, it's going to become something else. Another thing is, this anything is not belong to anybody. You can't personalize it. That everything happened because of the cause and conditions. Otherwise, nothing going to happen because of a person, and nothing going to happen for your personal interest. Once you know that truth, whatever in the life, you are capable to experience it without getting burned out of it. Otherwise, most of time, even though we experience, out of that experience, we get burned. That burning process itself make us mad, disappointed, unhappy, sad, fearful. So that itself is the another way, that the conventional level of suffering. So once you have deeper practice with this Vipassana meditation, and you are capable to find the solution for that. So that solution, you can find it today, right now, right here. And if you are capable to give your best for that and get the best out of your practice, and it is there for you to, from now to experience. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Supatteva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment you're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Vinsua, Prelo strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart, forward, Visualize yourself and send it as a light to your backside, your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dharma, and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhamma anudhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjissami idamme punya kammang asvakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.